Hey everyone, I'm just coming on. Sorry, I have to itch my eyeball for a moment. I just wanted to come on and say some prayers for clarity and for peace and for uh, clear, concise outcomes. I think a big ploy here is confusion and misinformation and manipulation. And so the American people are suffering because of that. And the whole world, quite frankly, is watching. So this election will determine the fate of our planet in a very big way. And I don't see a lot of peace for a while. So, regardless of the outcome. So, what I want to say to that is, I think that right now it's a call to those of us who work on the level of, energetic work on the subtle planes, on the, subtle layers of reality, to hold this container of light, to be. Hi, Derek. Oh my gosh. Hi. Wow, dude, it's been forever. Um, to hold the light and to hold the container strong right now while we go through this window, because we are definitely in a tunnel, and this tunnel, uh, we can't see the end of the tunnel yet. And I personally don't see the light at the end of the tunnel until about June of next year. So we need to prepare ourselves energetically for what's coming, and also to hold strong to the idea, or to the frequency of good, of well-being, of harmony, of peace, of joy, of laughter, of love. That is the most important frequency that we can resonate at in order to build upon that, because there has been an activation of fear so extreme within the field that it can dampen the joy and the peace and the light and the harmony and the love that actually is fundamentally exists and is pumping through the field all the time. So, because of all the confusion with the pandemic and with the election, a lot of people have lost their awareness around their own participation in that, meaning they have allowed themselves to kind of slip from their normal happy state. And they're allowing fear to consume them, or they're allowing stress to get to them. And because of the financial pressures that have been exaggerated because of the pandemic, it makes it very difficult for people to think clearly, to see straight, and to know what's in the highest and best good. And those that are only thinking of themselves and are acting from a reactionary place, there's going to be a lot of voters that are acting from a reactionary state of consciousness, from a reactionary emotional state, rather than looking at the facts and studying and doing the research to figure out what's really going on. So there's going to be a lot of emotional voters that aren't political, don't have any information, and are only going on what they're being fed through the media. So that poses a huge problem. Okay? But above and beyond that, even though that's happening, the truth, 2020, clear vision, is also happening. And there's no way that the truth will not reveal itself this year. It's just the way this year is created on all levels. 2020, clear vision, clear sight, revealing that which has been hidden. Hindsight is 2020, right? Well, guess what? It caught up with itself. Now we are in 2020, and we are seeing through the veil. We are seeing what is right in front of us, and yet there are all these people that are still asleep. Because what it would require from them to wake up and to see the truth would require them to look at themselves. And a lot of people don't want to do that. So those of us that are willing to look at ourselves and are willing to see clearly and to check in with ourselves and resonate with our heart space, and we know what's real and what's not, we need to hold the light. We need to hold space for peace. We need to hold space for the truth being revealed and the acceptance of that truth by those that would try to thwart the truth from being revealed. They're going to have to lose at some point. Somebody's going to have to lose the race. It's just the way it is. That's what this is about. There's going to be a final moment. It may not be tonight, but it will be happening. So what we can do, right, is we can hold space for the highest, most positive outcome that is possible. And I personally know in my heart what that looks like. So I know what to hold in my space for that. Everyone is different and has a different way of perceiving it. But this isn't about just the election. This is about peace and freedom and clarity and sovereignty. At the end of the day, it's about sovereignty. Sovereignty. We are sovereign beings living in a human experience that is quite challenging at this moment and has been. We're in a war, that's clear. But we don't have to engage in the war, and yet we do have to engage in the activity, right? But it's how we respond to this that's going to make all the difference in the world. How we respond to this experience will determine the next phase. As this cosmic light keeps shedding light on the planet and the darkness keeps getting blasted out more and more and more and more, the light will continue to reveal that which is right there to be seen. The veil's gone, you guys. The veil is gone. It is gone. It's been gone for 5 years. Okay? It's been 5 years since the veil got lifted. So, having said that, we know that the veil is lifted, and now it's just a matter of seeing what's at face value, what's right in front of our faces, and being willing to look at what is clear. What is clear. Not the projections from the controlled narrative. Clear. clarity, peace, harmony, strength, love. Where we're going is very bright, people. Very bright. So bright. It's like magnanimously bright. Like we've never even felt that level of brightness on the planet, historically speaking. This is a new game. This is a new level. It's time to level up. Okay? Level up, level up, level up, level up. So we have players in the game. Okay? So what we have are players in the game and we have game changers. Right? We have game changers. And when a game changer comes along, a dragon that breathes fire and is powerful and is sitting in their power, those players that are playing the great game are the dragon slayers that are trying to take down the dragon, but they are unsuccessful, right? Because the dragon cannot be defeated. Period. Because the dragon is slicing through to the truth with its fire. So as like a knife, but like with fire, just like, you know? And you may not like the dragon because the dragon is a Heyoka, coyote medicine. And the dragon speaks in code. Always speaks in code. The dragon speaks in code, in riddles, right? The dragon speaks in riddles. But once you figure out what the dragon is saying, then you're like, oh my God. The fucking dragon was right. Holy shit. How could I possibly have hated this beautiful, magnificent being? This force of nature. Right? So what did the dragon slayers do historically? They chained up the dragon and tucked him in a lair to rot and die. And the mama dragons were down there, chained up by their necks, with babies being born, and all the babies were dying because they couldn't fly. And so there's just a graveyard of bones of baby dragons. And the mother dragon is chained up. Right? Well, guess what? The dragons aren't chained up anymore. The dragons have been released. And now the dragons are saying, no more darkness. You're done. You've wiped out the giants. You've wiped out the population before. You're not going to do it this time. That's what the dragons are saying to those that would have their way with us. They're not going to survive this. They think they're going to wipe out the population, people. No, that's not going to happen. At least not on my watch. Having said that, I think we can drop in now to a space of resonance in our hearts. Tapping into our own harmony and love and grace. Anything that is not in accordance with the cosmic sovereign law of one is not welcome in my space, in this space that I have created, this container. We just simply claim the truth. the truth of the all-knowing, benevolent God, Goddess, all that is, the source of life, moving in, through, and as us, as humans, individualized expressions of the one power and the one presence of life. We claim that for ourselves. We claim this for all of humanity, that they may feel the presence of Source and their own higher monadic source seed presence, their source light energy flowing and flooding into their bodies, animating them with grace and love and truth and crystal clear vision, knowing their truth, so that they don't need to act from reaction, that they can sit with themselves and have a moment of clarity and take care of themselves, and in that process not react and not buy into the mind control mechanisms that are running through the collective right now. They don't have to have that experience. We can all be clear. We can all trust life. Because when we trust life, we're trusting spirit as us, animating our experience. And in that animation of our experience, we experience joy, harmony, bliss, love, peace, grace, right relations, direct knowing. We don't have to question our own voice. Because we know the truth. And we get to look at ourselves from this perspective of spirit, from spirit's perspective of us, the cosmic source light energy, and how it perceives us, rather than how we perceive it. We get to experience the observer witnessing our life stream incarnate. And when our conscious mind catches up to that, and that realization hits in our conscious mind, we no longer have the need for lack. We no longer have the need for validation. We no longer have the need for survival, because we know our truth resides within our very fabric of our being, and we are grounded in it. There is no competition. There is only grace. We all have a divine birthright to take up space. And we can do that by aligning ourselves with the grace of Source and allowing Source to move through us and animate through us, so that our actions are not reactions, they are responses, or they are an original thought form that comes from our source energy that we have, that we can then take action from. We don't have to live in scarcity. We don't have to live in fear, false evidence appearing real. It's simply that, it's false. That does not have to be our reality at all. We can choose to live in grace. It's tough at first, but once you get the hang of it, and you realize that your natural state of well-being is bliss, and that's all you want to do. And it's the best feeling. Right now, more than ever, trusting life to reveal the truth and to reveal itself, expanding into grace is what's necessary for our serenity and for our sovereignty. We bless this time with a soothing, honey-like substance of peace. The cosmic mother love imbued within it just touches people's hearts. So they don't feel the need to battle, but they can stand in their truth for freedom, for their sovereignty, for their souls. We know that divine and compelling right action is taking place in this moment, in every moment. And for the benefit of all beings, we say these words in prayer, in affirmative prayer, claiming and stating the truth of life, of what is, and allowing it to reveal itself in our experience. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be free. So it is. Yep. That's what's up. Love you.